You know, there's this popular saying that when people receive a phone call out of the blue, and they don't expect actually receiving it, or let's say they don't expect actually receiving any type of news or any type of information from any source whatsoever. You always hear someone saying, I've never expected that, or came totally out of the blue, or it caught me off guard. That's exactly what life is supposed to do. You cannot expect your next breath to come. You cannot expect every single second of every single day to work out exactly the way you want it to work. Life is unexpected. Life is chaotic. Life is hazardous in its activities, in its movements. You've got trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions and trillions of ongoing processes that are happening right now. Right within this very moment, you've got processes going on that you cannot believe that are going on. And neither of these processes need your input. They really don't. None of these processes need your input, and none of these processes care about you. Your thoughts just carry on, whether you want them to carry on or whether you don't want them to carry on. Your thoughts do not need your permission to happen or not to happen. Your digestion doesn't need your permission to happen or not to happen. The clouds are gonna do their thing, whether you want them to do their thing or not do their thing. Everything is happening unexpectedly. Everything is happening unscripted. Everything is happening in a chaotic fashion. It's just happening. And now you say things like totally unscripted, or it came out of the blue, or I wasn't ready for it. Like, you can never be ready for life. You cannot. Something so simple as a breath. You cannot be ready for it. If you look at the breath is a phenomenon that happens, and it is so beautiful on one hand, but yet so destructive on the other hand. You can have one part of the diaphragm operating at a different rate than another part of the diaphragm. You can have one part of the lung operating in a different way than another part of the lung. Nothing is expected and ever will be expected. And that is something like breathing. Something so simple as breathing. Your breath will stop, and it will happen unexpectedly. Things happen unexpectedly. The way you get to flow with the unexpected nature of life, the way you flow with the chaotic nature of life, is by allowing it to flow. By accepting it, yes, accepting everything of life. Whether you're earning $500 a month or $50 million a month, just allow it to flow. Whether you're suffering or whether you're in so much pleasure, just accept it and let it flow. If you're suffering, accept your suffering. And do what you can do to get out of it. If you're in pleasure, accept your pleasure. If you want more pleasure, do something about it. And if you can't do anything about it, well, you've done as much as you can, up to the point where you can't do anything about it. Acceptance is key. Gurus and sages will get you to the point of their ajna. Ajna exists Or you exist in the state of the Ajna, in the state of acceptance. The Ajna is seeing life the way it is, exactly the way it is. And the way you see life exactly the way it is to accept life the way it is. Acceptance has nothing to do with changing life or being passive about life. Accepting life means accepting it for the way it is. And then if you want to do some little tweaks about it, go ahead. Nothing is stopping you. Make these little tweaks if you want to. But everything will be unexpected in life. Everything. Nothing works the way you want it to work. Out of all these trillions and trillions and trillions of processes that are going on, none of them is the way you want them to happen. None of them. Okay, maybe one or two of them is happening the way you want to. Yeah? Maybe the words that are coming out of your mouth are the way that you want them to come out of your mouth. I mean, your arm is not flying in all different directions. You know, your leg is not doing all kinds of weird little things by itself. But okay, cool. Got maybe one or two little unexpected little things that you want to do that are being done by you. Great. But the other trillions and trillions and trillions of other unexpected activities are going totally out of your control. Things that are happening 700 trillion light years in that direction are happening without your input. They are going unexpectedly without your input. You are a little man in this giant cosmos. We mean nothing. Human beings mean nothing. If the cosmos decided to do this, you're gone. Just a little tilt in this earth, and we're gone. We're dead, all of us, completely wiped out, and it's all unexpected, and it's got nothing to do with you. You cannot do anything about it, but yet you can do so much about it. What can you do about it? Accept it. You cannot change the way the world rotates. You cannot change the way the clouds form. You cannot change the way the temperature does this thing. You cannot do anything about it. Everything is unexpected. Everything is chaotic. It's only when you're dead that things are calm, that things are totally expected. It's only those who are dead that you can expect them to carry on being dead. They will carry on being dead for 10,000 years. They will carry on being dead for 100,000 years. They'll carry on being dead for 1,000,000 years. Death is totally expected, totally calm, totally peaceful and totally sweet. Whereas life, my dear friends, will always be totally expected. Always. Life will never 100% the way you want it to be. And you freak out about it. And you freak out about it. And you freak out about it. Freak out about it. It's okay. Everyone freaks out about things. Everyone. But do so in an accepting manner. Do so in a state of acceptance. Do so in a state where you know that you are not important, where you know that you are totally rubbish and garbage. The first step on the path is to look within yourself, to look at your own thoughts, look at your own ideas, and realize that they are absolute garbage, absolute nonsense. Your ideas of yourself and your ideas of the things around you are absolute garbage. You are not important. Your family around you is not important. The money you earn is not important. What's important is life. You have forgotten how to experience life. And that's a big problem. You think your little make-believe universe is more important than life. It's a problem. The first step is realizing you made a mistake, and realizing that your mistake is actually disgusting. It's actually one that you should be crucified and destroyed for. But it's okay, because life will always forgive you if you do to it. Evolution has taken you from the amoeba and put you in the car you drive and choose to walk the earth on or in whatever preposition. You have this brilliant ability to be aware of existence, to be aware of life, to be aware of this moment that will always happen. This moment will always happen, no matter where you are. You have this wonderful ability to do so. But yet you decide to play and frolic around in your little make-believe worlds. And in your little make-believe world where you think that life should be sorted in little blocks and, things should be organized beautifully for you, and you should live in a world where chaos never happens, and you think that everything should happen in a totally expected way. As I said before, life is never expected. Never expected. Never, ever, ever expected. Do not fall that trap. I want you to actually look at your life, because it's about time for you to walk the spiritual path. You cannot keep watching videos about spirituality. You cannot keep picking up books about spirituality. You cannot keep talking about Brahma, Shiva, and Vishnu. You cannot keep talking about meditation. You cannot keep talking about chakras. You need to do something about it. If you're 50 years old and you haven't even started meditating, you've got a problem. You're still living in your little world. You've got a problem. You're terrified of death on your deathbed. The reason why is because it's totally chaotic. You cannot understand what is happening. You cannot understand what is going on. You haven't learned the skill to actually accept what is going on and to allow it to happen peacefully and gracefully. Die gracefully and with acceptance. Don't fear dying. It's just another part of existence. Death and life are merely parts of existence. That's all it is. Mahasamadhi is a guru exiting his body because he's experienced everything in life. He's experienced is to experience the totality of the spiritual nature of existence. And he wants to experience death. He wants to experience the spiritual aspects of death. That's why a guru commits Mahasamadhi. He leaves his body willingly through meditation, through the Sahasra he goes, in a totally accepting and calm manner. But yet on your deathbed you are terrified because it's chaotic and unexpected, and you cannot understand what is going on because it's not in the framework of a limited understanding. Your understanding is a collection of memories. Your collection of memory will not give you the understanding and the experience of existence. You will not be able to. You cannot. Your memory is disgusting and diminutive, and you need to hold on to it so tight. It's very sad. Sometimes I wonder, maybe nature did make a big mistake by giving you this wonderful ability, and yet you puts it away. But I guess it is the way it is, right? I'm a sage. I can get you to the point of the Agna. But to go from the Agna to the Sahasra is up to you. I am doing this step all by myself. No guru can help me. I got to this stage by myself. All by myself. It's because I realized that I am trash. That I am useless. That my mental nonsense is not existence. That what is going on upstairs is not existence, and it's totally garbage and nonsense and bullshit. I was living a world of duality. Living a world of duality, where in fact there is no such thing. There is no such thing as separateness. But I was living like this. I looked at myself, that's what you need to be doing. I looked at myself and I realized that every thought and every idea and every narrative I had in my own mind is totally garbage. And it's only was moving me further and further and further away from what reality really is. You can carry on living a life where you are totally clouded by your own thoughts and ideas, not knowing that reality is so much sweeter and so much more filling than your mind could ever be. But there's no way you can know this now, because to you, your mind and your thoughts and your ideas is what you think makes you. You think your memories make you. They do not. But it's no use telling you these things. It's no use some random stranger on YouTube tells you these things. You need to sit down and you need to figure out that your ideas, your thoughts and your desires, your likes and your wants are not you. They will exist. A guru will still have likes and dislikes. Of course. Of course. Of course they'll have likes and dislikes. Of course, the guru has a mind. A mind will still carry on thinking. It's the nature of the mind. It's the nature of nature. But they know they're not it. They know they're not the mind. They know they're not the thoughts and idea that the mind springs forth. They know these things. You don't. When you do get to the point of acceptance, when you do get to a point where you can just allow things to flow, then existence, no matter how chaotic it is, no matter how unforgiving it is, or no matter how burdensome it can be, it will still become very beautiful and very sweet. The problem is you're fighting against existence. You're fighting against the flow of existence. If things do not go the way your mind wants them to go, you flip out, freak out. If things don't go the way things should go for a guru or for a sage, they live in a world, in a state of acceptance, in a state of calmness, but yet of extreme intensity. The energy within the Sahasra or the Ajna is of an extreme and intense nature, but yet it's calm and peaceful at the same time. To allow life to flow is the way that life should be lived. If life is not going the way that you want it to go, you're going to do something about it. If you're living in extreme poverty, if you're being abused, if you're being raped over and over and over again, if you're being abused by your father or your mother, if you're being abused by your sister or a friend, if you're being bullied, whatever the case may be. Thanks, bro. Whatever the case may be, whatever wrongs are being done to you, acceptance. Do what you can do to the best of your abilities, and that's all. That's all that you can do. That's the only thing you can do is acceptance. Changing it to the best of your abilities. If you can't do something, then you can't do it. If you're being bullied and you can't stop it, you can't stop it. What are you going to do? You're going to fight it. You're going to carry on fighting it. Are you going to cause yourself double harm now? Are you going to become bullied? And you're going to resent being bullied? You're just going to accept it and let it flow. You think samurai wanted to be in wars? You think they wanted to kill people? You think they wanted to commit those atrocities that they did? Most probably not. But yeah, the samurai was in a state of total acceptance, total abandonment. They accepted their situations and they did what they had to do. They did what they could do. They were in a sense of absolute chaos. War is the epitome of absolute chaos. Love and war are epitomes of absolute chaos. You don't know what's going to happen in either one of the two. But yet the samurai would be in war and be calm, in a sense of abandon and acceptance. Accepting everything. Changing what needed to be changed. In a sense of calmness. What I want you to do, if you are going to follow a path, look inward.